Welcome to the instructional video for installation of the universal seat heater. Step 1 is removing the seat. To unbolt the seat, you must, in the case of electric seats, leave the battery connected so you can move the seat full forward and full back to access all mounting bolts. Steps 2 and 3, disconnecting the battery and removing the seat side panel. After removing the seat bolts, disconnect the battery terminal, then disconnect all power terminal connections from power seats and airbags, and remove the seat from the vehicle. Next, remove the plastic side panels from the seat, releasing the electric seat controls. Step 4 is removing the seat covering. To do this, you unclip the seat cover from the J channel at the bottom edge and roll the cover up to expose the foam, pulling the cover back to the circular hog rings that hold it to the foam. Step 5 is removing the hog rings that hold the cover to the foam. Using side cutters or dikes, cut all the hog rings that secure the seat cover to the seat and roll it back, all the way back. Use caution when rolling the cover back, for there are typically many rows of hog rings that must be cut to release the cover from the foam base. Once all of the hog rings are removed and you're able to pull the cover completely back, use a sharp knife or blade to cut an X-shaped slit in the back of the foam at the back of the seat. You will pass the heating element wire through this slit, which will close securely around the wire. Step 6 is securing the lower heating element. Using permanent spray adhesive, Super 77 or equivalent, spray the seat cushion where the heating element will be placed. Spray the entire lower heat grid element and pass the element wire through the cross-cut slit at the back of the seat, and carefully position the heating grid on the cushion using additional adhesive spray where necessary. Push the element grid neatly into the groove of the seat cushion and smooth the whole element flat on the foam bottom so it actually becomes part of the foam. Step 7 is refastening the hog rings. With the element in place, begin to refasten the seat cover using hog ring pliers and new rings to replace the rings that were cut and removed earlier. Step 8 is to recover and smooth the lower seat. We pull the seat cover over the foam cushion, smooth it out by hand, and re-secure the seat cover to the J channel at the base of the seat. After you've securely fastened the seat bottom to the J channel and you know that it's smooth, it's time to refasten the side panel. Simply take the side panel that you had removed and the fasteners, place the power seat controls through it, and tighten it back in place. Step 10 is to remove the seat back covering. To do this, we would first suggest you to reposition the seat on your workbench to make it easier to handle. You'll begin by removing the seat back cover at the back of the seat at the J channel, and then come around to the front of the seat where it greets the seat bottom cushion and remove the channel from that side as well, which allows you to roll up the seat cover, exposing the foam and giving enough room for you to install the upper heating element. With the upper seat back cover removed, we are ready to secure the heating element to the upper seat back. Step 11. Securing the upper heating element to the seat. Spray permanent adhesive, we recommend Super 77, to the upper foam back and the heating element. Place the element to the foam back cushion and smooth it flat. After smoothing the element and the foam, pass the wire through the cross-cut slit we put in the bottom cushion earlier. Pull down the seat cover and smooth the material. With the seat back cover pulled down tight, finish smoothing the cover, and then reattach the seat back cover to the J channel that you removed it from, both front and back. This completes our work on the seat for now, so let's turn our attention to installing the seat heater controls. For console mounting, locate where the switch is to be mounted, checking behind the console. Measure and mark the exact location for the switch's mounting hole, and then use a step bit to drill the hole. The step bit will allow you to gradually expand the hole size without tearing the plastic. The final hole size required is 13/16. With the hole drilled, install the switch and harness first into that hole in the console, checking the opening and adjusting its size until you are sure of the fit. Then snap the switch in place, making sure that the high setting on the switch is on top. Route the switch harness under the carpet to the area centered under the seat. Pull out enough of the harness so it reaches the furthest travel position of the seat when the seat is at its farthest back position. Next, remove the sill plate and kick panel and lead wires under the carpet to run along the sill plate and connect the switch harness to the positive and negative wires under the dash. Detaching the ground wire is an extremely important step. To do this, first remove the plastic dash panel and locate a bare metal area to create a metal-to-metal ground. It is important that you have a good ground connection. Cut the black wire, which is the ground wire, to a proper length, crimp on the supplied terminal connector, and secure it to the selected bare metal area. After this is completed, re-secure the plastic trim panel.
You know,
Which brings us to step 17, leading the positive wire, the red wire, to the fuse panel. Before you replace the kick panel, lead the positive wire, the red wire, to the fuse panel. If it's under the dash, pull it to that area. If it's under the hood, you'll have to run the wire through an existing hole in the firewall to bring it close to the panel. Before we connect the red wire to the power source in the fuse box, we must move the seat back into the car so that we can connect the upper and lower heating element wires to the switch harness. With the upper and lower heating element wires now fastened to the switch harness, it's time to replace the seat in the car and tighten the bolts to the proper torque specifications, replacing the trim caps once they are tight. With the seat installed, we then can connect the ground wire to the battery terminal under the hood. Connecting the fuse adapter and testing the circuit of the seat heater. First, locate the fuse panel, cut the seat heater's red positive wire to the correct length, and crimp the wire to the special fuse adapter supplied with the installation kit. The next step is extremely important to complete a successful installation. Using a voltmeter, find the side of the fuse terminal which is only hot when the ignition switch is on. Having determined the hot side of the fuse panel, remove an existing fuse, 7.5 amps or greater, and place that fuse in the opening next to the fuse already in the piggyback fuse adapter. Now simply plug the piggyback fuse adapter into the block where you had removed the original fuse. Finally, replace the fuse panel cover and the installation is complete. Installation of the seat heater requires a small selection of tools, including assorted sockets and wrenches needed to loosen and retighten the bolts that secure the seat in the car, electrician's wire crimpers, wire cutters, assorted pliers including needle nose and slip joint, hog ring pliers, utility knife, a Sharpie type marking pen, electrician's tape, a high quality spray adhesive such as Super 77, electric drill and step bit, and a voltmeter.